Welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I want to be talking about Dominican women scams, but I'm also going to touch on other countries as well. But if it's your first time, like and subscribe, and also share the video if you want. I'm trying to get to like 1,000 subscribers already. I'm short 200, so don't forget to give the video a like so the algorithm can push it through. So we're going to be talking about Dominican scams, and obviously some of the people that watch videos on DR, they know that the general's leaving TaylorMade Dreams. And so I'm not surprised that he's leaving. I'm just actually surprised that he stayed that long, because of all people, like, his content is pretty good and he speaks the truth. Like, he puts a lot of good information out there for everybody to see. And when he talks about how the women are, he's always on point. He's always on point. He's never off by not even a little bit. And so I guess he just got eventually tired of, like, the scams that they have there, the women scams or whatever. But it doesn't just happen in DR, but in DR I think it's like really bad, because I've always said, like, to me it's definitely my top favorite 5 country, but it's not favorite because of, like, relationship wise. Like, I like the beaches, I like the vibe, the music, the culture is very beautiful, the food is cheap. But as far as, like, dating wise, I just think it's, like, probably like the worst to go to, like, because, like, Dominicans are nationalists. At the end of the day, those women love their own men. They love they're like, raised to be submissive to the Dominican man, not a foreigner. So and they're beautiful. They, to me, if you ask me, like, which Latinas are the best dressed, hands down the Dominican women. Like, they dress from like man, they get their nails done, their toes, their hair, like, they're very, like, they take care of themselves, man, really, really good. But with that being said, man, I just, like, and we're gonna talk about some of the Venezuelans too, because they're not gonna get away from me, because they definitely picked up some of those habits from those girls there. Some of the Venezuelan girls have definitely become chapareros for sure, man. They picked up those habits. We'll talk about them too. But I just think, when it comes to, like, the women scams over there, a woman, one of my friends told me this the other day, a woman will go as far as the man lets her go. If you want to buy her a cell phone, that's fine. You want to buy her a TV, a laptop, whatever, like, you want to buy her clothes, dresses, heels, with her jewelry, she'll go as far as the guy lets her. And I've gone out with so many girls that have been, like, tried me, that I've met so many chapareros, like, even some of the girls there will tell you, like, there's a lot of women that are like that, but it just depends, like, because, some of these girls can be very cynical. When they start looking at you, they start thinking, oh, how much money can I get from this guy? And like I said, the woman will go as far as the guy lets her, so there you go. And not only that, but they have same laws marriages over there as well. Like, even if you're not married to a girl, after 6 months, like, if she's living with you, guess what? She's entitled to half the stuff. So, and TaylorMade Dreams talk about that, and he has, like, stories that he talks about, and just, like, dude, like, some of the people over there do definitely sell their souls for some dollars. There's that story that he was talking about, the motor control guy that who's selling his pregnant girlfriend for some money and shit to a gringo, and man, it happens. It's one of those things that happens. Some people will definitely sell their soul. Like, we've all heard the stories, pictures of empty refrigerators, my stove broke, or the refrigerator's not working, some bullshit like that, or somebody's sick, they need medicine, like, psst. And as soon as you tell them no, they don't. Like, that's the thing, those girls will ask about 10 to 15 guys, and let's just say 3 or 4 of them say yes. One guy might send her 100, another guy might send her 300. Like, I met this one girl when I was there recently that told me she had a friend that was chapeando this one American gringo, and she was saying, like, every time he comes to the island, she always makes excuses not to go see him, and she's getting about $300 to $500 a month from this guy. Like, this guy is literally sending this girl money that has never, like, met her. Oh man, I just think at the end of the day, we gotta be honest with ourselves. You got guys that have never been around a beautiful woman, have never had a beautiful woman. It's their first time in their lives, that they've had a woman that's curvy, that's very attractive, that dresses very well, and especially in the States, their options are very limited. But in DR, there's beautiful women everywhere. You go to the store, you see beautiful women. You see probably more attractive women inside the grocery store than you probably see in the club, if I could be honest. Like. And so this is the first time a lot of these guys are around these type of women, and so they don't know how to act. And so that's how the scam works, because they see that these girls are not stupid. They're hustlers, and from their very young age, they learn how to take advantage. Like, when I go on dates with them, they start telling me, oh, when I was this certain age, I was going out with this certain guy's age, and I'm just looking at this girl, I'm just like, what? But from an early age, they start learning how to hustle, and then by the time they get to like 20 and 21, they're professionals, man. They know how to tell you, oh, like, give me this, or, I need money for this, and some guys will be like, oh, I had one girl tell me, like, tú eres tacaño. I was like, what? Why should I give you money? I'm in a different country. Like, why should I send you money? Like, why? And she, you have stupid gringos get home. And not only that, but the sister was the same way. And then the mom tried me as well. Like, the whole family was like that. I was like, oh, no. I mean, I met some girls there that haven't tried me. But I think, like I always said, like, if you go out with 10 girls there, at least, minimum, at least 7 to 8 of them are going to try it, you know. But you can meet some cool people there. Like, I've never had any issues with none of the men there. Like, you know, most of the guys that I met there, they have jobs, they have their own cars, they have their own houses. So I've been around Dominican men that are well off, that have more stuff than I do. Like, some of these guys have, like I said, have houses, you know, have cars, you know. And so I've been around the men there. For the most part, I met men in DR that have had stuff that, you know, they're well off and stuff. But the women are something different. Like, that's the thing. Like, if you go out with a girl that's from the barrio, and especially she's not working, bro, guess what? You're gonna be the provider. All women look for a provider as well, but it's different when the girl's not. She doesn't have a mentality to hustle. She only has a mentality to hustle, which is in your wallets. Like I said, you'll get as far as, you know, a girl will get as far as the man lets her, you know. So, you know, the scams there, you know, they go like, you know, oh, you know, give me money for this, you know, give me money for that. And you see, you know, what happened, you know, with Taylor Made Dreams, you know, people have been, you know, they ran him off the island pretty much, you know, like all those bad things that happened to him, and I feel bad, you know, like, but it's just like, you know, you have to have your head on the swivel when you're over there, and you can have your fun with those girls. I'm not saying like don't go out with them. I'm just saying just be careful and don't have expectations. Like, you know, there's other better countries to go date if that's what you're looking for. I say Brazil is very good. I say Colombia. I say Mexico, Puerto Rico. Like, you might have to put in more work, but guess what? You know, you don't have to deal with that choppy bullshit, you know, that you're gonna get on the island. I would also say, you know, some of the biggest scams they have there is like, you know, is the fact that, you know, some of these girls have boyfriends, man. They have like 2 or 3 boyfriends. I think one of my friends was telling me, yeah, my friend has like 2 boyfriends. I was like, and so they do it to each other as well, you know, even though they're nationalists, they're players, man. The women are players as well, man. And, you know, I had one girl I went out with telling me that she liked me and shit like that, and I was like, all right, well, I was talking to her for like 2 or 3 months. I only went out with her just one time. I went back to the States, and I never did nothing with her. And then she hit me with like, oh, I'm pregnant, and I started laughing. I didn't have sex with her, so I knew it wasn't mine, so I was like, I don't give a shit, you know. But when she was telling me that, she was like, you know, having an affair with somebody else, and it's just the way it is, man. I would also tell you, like, you know, you have to be like watching what the statuses of these girls post. Like, you see the girls going out more than working, you already know what kind of girl you have. You got a girl that doesn't have no goals in life, so you can't complain at the end of the day when things doesn't work out and she just drains you for all your money. You wasted 1 year, 2 years, maybe more on the girl, and all the time she would just get milking you for your money. Like, so that's just the way the scam works over there, man. So you have to try to get with these girls that are professionals, you know. I mean, there's some professionals over there on the island that are choppies as well, because I met some of them. Just because she has a title doesn't mean she's not like that. But you do have to be careful, and you have a better chance when you're messing with a girl that actually has a career, that actually has goals in life, you know, that wants to get somewhere ahead in life, versus a girl that's from the body and she just has her looks and that's it. She's just selling herself. They're like athletes. These girls know that. They know they're only going to have their bodies for 10 years or whatever, and so they're trying to get as much money or get as far as they can, you know. So that's how you have to look at it as well, you know. What can I say, you know, and it happens everywhere, just not in Dominican Republic, like, you know. But the Venezuelan girls have also picked up that habit. Like, recently this one girl told me, oh, can you give me $150 for my visa? And I've known her for 2 years, and she was never my friend. She's just an acquaintance. I don't just call anybody friend. But I was just like, bro, you went to Europe, and then I see your lifestyle. When I met up with you, you're eating at an expensive restaurant in a Conde in Dominican Republic, Santo Domingo. Everybody that knows what I'm talking about knows that those restaurants are expensive. And I was, you know, I remember seeing her tab, and it was not that cheap. It might have been like $30 or whatever. But to us, it might not be a lot, but to them, it's a lot of money, you know. And so I was like, what, you know? So I'm looking at your lifestyle, and I was like, how the hell do you afford a plane ticket from DR to Venezuela? And how the hell do you afford another passport on a Dominican salary? Oh, no, like, you know, like, they pay me well over here. And I was like, why don't you just go to Colombia to work? Like, why do you have to go back to that island? Nah. And it's like this other guy told me, my friend told me, it's like, you have to realize that in Colombia, they're a dime a dozen, but in DR, they stick out. Because, like, they put a visa restriction on them a few years ago, so there's not too many of them there anymore. There used to be a lot. But, you know, I told her no. And then like a month later, I noticed that she blocked me on IG and WhatsApp, and I started laughing. And that's exactly why I didn't give her broke ass any money and shit. Hell no. And shit, look at how ungrateful she is. I don't owe her nothing, and she doesn't owe me shit, you know. So yeah, man, you have to be careful. I went out with another girl too, a Venezuelan girl there. And I think after the second date, she's like, oh, can you lend me $200 for my rent? You'll be winning my heart over. So I'm telling you, those Venezuelan girls, man, don't think they're any different, man. They picked up those bad habits that those DR girls, man. They picked up those choppies. And not all of them are like that, of course, dude. But I think some of the girls that are there, the Venezuelan girls, have been definitely turned into like grimy people and shit. Because like, they be asking you for money and you're just like, well, you're not even working, but you're at the club, you know, like, no, go to hell and shit. So, you know, you have to be careful with those scams. You know, it's you know, it's like, you know. And then one time I was here in Colombia, in Medellin, and this guy was like, I want to take this girl to like this fancy ass place, and I want to take her to Mexico. She's a good, and the girl wasn't even a young girl, she was in her 40s. And you know, and it was by a guy that lives here. He was an expat. It wasn't no just like guy that's on vacation. And I'm looking at her WhatsApp, like I'm right behind her, and she's texting another guy, I miss you, papi. And I started laughing. And I said, man, and I seen another guy too spend $3,000 taking a girl from here, from Colombia to Cancun, and he spent $3K on that because he told me, and I just started laughing. I said, man, you spend all this money on these girls and they don't even take pictures with you. Latinas, when they travel with family and with people that they care about, especially on vacation, they're taking pictures left and right, and they're posting it all over. And the fact that, that's how you know that that girl doesn't give a shit about you. If you're gonna spend thousands of dollars on this girl and she doesn't even post one picture of you, man, that girl's taking you for a sucker, man. I believe me when I tell you that, man. Believe me, I seen that. I look at a girl and I'm like, oh, she went to Punta Cana, she went to an expensive hotel, and then she has the audacity to tell me, oh, I went with family. Really? You're the other day you're telling me how broke you were and that you don't have no money for asking me for money for stuff, and you know, and all of a sudden you got money to go to a hotel that's $200 a night. Really, bitch? Get the hell out of here, man. I'm sorry, man, but yeah, that's bullshit, man. Don't fall for that shit, guys. That's how you could tell, bro. Look at the girl's status. Did you see that she's gone to different countries and she's not working and stuff like that? That's a red flag. You guys got to look for those red flags. And she's not working, but she's at the clubs. That's a red flag. You know, and you see that she's at some place, a nice place, and it's just she takes a picture of the plate, and that's it. That's a red flag. She's probably with another guy. So you guys have to like be careful with those kind of things, man. Those Dominican scams, they happen, and they also happen in other parts. But I think in DR is really, really bad, you know. You probably don't see that many Dominican women traveling because their passport is really bad. They're only allowed to go to like Colombia, Panama, and I think Jamaica without visa. So that's the reason why you don't see those girls in other countries, or not. You would see them probably more often than not. So I had to pause there for a little bit because of the construction. No, but I was saying, you know, yeah, you definitely have to be careful. You have to learn how to vent those girls. I made other videos, and there's other YouTubers that talk about it too. I think I saw a video where J-Raw, shout out to J-Raw, like he has great information about DR. He's lived there. He knows how the people are. And then Taylor Made Dreams is probably let's be honest, we all call him the general for a reason, because he's been there the longest and he knows how everything works. And so, but J-Raw has a video where he tells the girl like, you're a choppy, and the girl gets all angry. Bro, like that's the thing, like they get so angry when you call them out on their bullshit. Like when you call out those girls on their bullshit, they always come up with excuses like, no, that, you know, like, no, that, I'm like, bro, really, bro, I just mentioned like a month ago, you're asking me for what, $300? Like, come on, bro. I was like, come on. Like I said, these girls will get as far as these guys let them, and like, I mean, oh man, like, but it happens to women as well, you know. Like I met girls from Europe and I asked them, have you met guys from, like, yeah, but they always ask you for money. So it's not just a woman thing, it's a man thing as well. Like, you know, the men are also doing it, you know. And it's just like, never be a Western Union poppy. Like, don't, you don't have to send this girl money like that. You don't owe her shit. And let's be realistic. Why do you want to have a relationship at your long distance? Like, that's stupid as hell. Like, I always thought that was dumb. Like, unless you're living there, like, you have to understand how these men are, man. Those men over there are tigres, dude. And if your woman is curvy, man, she's gonna get hit on every single day. You honestly think that woman's gonna be waiting for you? Like, man, come on. And I'm not saying you can't find a good girl there, but it's just like I said, do I believe in unicorns? No, but you might see a unicorn once in a while over there, you know. But you do have to be careful. Like, you know, Taylor Made Dreams, you know, has those great stories how like one of his guests came out and talks about how when they kicked him out of his own house, and when he came back, the girl was cleaning him out, taking the TV and sofas and refrigerator and stuff and everything. That's how it is, man. When the honeymoon, I personally can recommend, if you're gonna get in a relationship or live with a girl, you're better off just paying her apartment. Just get her apartment. Apartment is cheap. It's $150, and then you get your own place and shit. That way, if things don't work out, guess what? You don't lose half your shit. So there you go. Problem solved. $150 is not that much. So there are ways around it. I just think there is a chaparrito culture there, and it's part of the culture to hustle. And to me, you got to look at the person as what they're doing. Like, you're making excuses that somebody's sick and bad, and you're asking for medicine and stuff like that, but you're lying about that. Honestly, it goes to show you the kind of person, human being that is. Like, you have to make up a sick story like that to get a couple of dollars off a gringo. It goes to show you the kind of fucking person that individual is. And shit. So that's why I tell you guys that are listening to me, be careful with those scams, man. Be careful. Somebody's sick. The stuff. Man, you don't owe nobody anything in that island, and they don't owe you nothing as well. So go with that mentality. Go with that lying mentality of just being, just being observant, being, watching your back, because you might get over there and there might be a pack of, choppies trying to get after you, But if you don't let them get into your world and you don't let them get into your pockets, you'll be okay, man. Believe me, man. DR is a great place to visit. I've always said it's better for vacation than staycation, but everybody's different. I like the Caribbean. Caribbean is always my thing, but I don't think I could live there long term. I always stay maybe like 2 or 3 months max. But yeah, most girls do ask for, money if you meet them, and just be able to just tell them no. And it's like, nah, man, kick rocks, man. And believe me, you're gonna save so much of a headache, man. But if you're looking for something serious, I don't think DR is the place. I think you're better off going to another country, where you don't have to worry about that, getting played and stuff like that. Because, I hear so many bad stories and stuff like that. Just be honest, man. Just call it what it is, But, I hope you got something from this video. I've talked about it before and don't really like talking about the same thing, but I just couldn't help it. I saw that video of the general leaving, and I was like, man, I have to respond to it because, it's true that what he said, the way it is go over there, the Venezuelan girls have picked up those fucking habits that they got from those choppies over there. And I don't know about the Haitian girls, but I'm hearing they're kind of getting the same habits as well. I've never gone out with them, so I can't comment on that. But Taylor Made Dreams said they're picking up those habits. So if he's saying it, I believe him because he's been there for a long time. But yeah, be careful. Don't think just because you're dating a girl from a different country there that she didn't pick up those habits if she's been there for a while. It's just the way it is over there, man. It's just a hustle mentality over there, Get the gringo, we're the prey, so be careful. Don't become the prey, Stay as the lion, Just have your fun, And, hopefully you got something from this video. And don't forget to, leave a comment or subscribe, please. It helps my channel grow bigger. Until next time, guys, peace.